to be here. We weren't really sure what we were going to go over, but sort of decided to settle on doing something we don't normally do, which is bringing out the props and stuff like that, and talking a little bit about what it took to take the show from film and translate it to stage. For those few, like 4 people who have seen the show before. Nice, very good. Anyway, they only get to see this shit from afar, you know. Oh, by the way, I curse a lot, and we'll probably be dropping F-bombs and stuff. If that bothers you, now would be the time to get the fuck out because you're the wrong panel. Anyway, all this stuff that you see here is actually pretty much about as close as you can get to the films as far as being screen accurate to a certain degree. Obviously, it's a stage show. Even the guts are. You know, guts. They're made of some sort of intestine. I don't know what.
Those are guts.
Yeah, they're good. So, yeah, you good? The silence is let me see here. All right, so what we're gonna do, ladies and gents, is once we get rocking, we're actually gonna give you guys the opportunity to maybe get some photos with the stuff. We'll answer some of your questions about some, you know, props themselves, also about the show itself, since the majority of you people haven't seen the show. Let me tell you what it's about. Jesus. All right, so sorry, it's just wow, God. I thought more of you would have seen the show. Okay, so how many of you, if you haven't seen the damn show, hopefully you've at least seen the movies, the originals, because the new one is sort of far removed from what the originals were. But how many of you guys have seen the original Evil Dead films? Yeah. Okay, so most of you, except for the creepy person with the face half cut off. Did you see the new one? Creepy person with the face half cut off. No. You guys are like, I'm not saying shit to you. Alright, well, Evil Dead, Bruce Campbell, who, that most of you are familiar with. Bruce Campbell is sort of like the B-movie god. He was in, Burn Notice, which was weird. But he was in, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, Bubba Hotep, and a bunch of really movies that were awesome. And actually, they are now making Ash versus the Army of Darkness, which is going to be a series on Stars. And it will be what? Oh, Ash versus the Evil Dead. Did I say Army of Darkness? Yeah. It's a convention, guys. It's been a long fucking day. Ash versus Evil Dead, which is going to be on Stars, which is pretty badass. Anyway, he came out, saw our show, said, yeah, you guys don't suck. So he was pretty happy with us. We're actually working with, right now, I guess I might as well tell you since there's only 20 of you here, we're actually talking to the Wizard World right now about being part of Groovy Fest in Chicago with Bruce, because Bruce is going to do his thing up in Chicago. We're kind of pretty much almost done with settling that.
That's
so
awesome.
it's pretty exciting stuff for us, because we're basically the official, not basically, we are the official live stage show, which means that, it's kind of fun. We get to do these weird things. Oh, hey, how's it going? Hi. So Walking Dead was full, huh? Never gets old for me. Anyway, so this show actually came from Canada. The stage show. So it is a comedy first, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of blood. We spray 20 gallons of fresh, warm blood over the lovely, beautiful motherfuckers who pay enough to sit in what's called the splatter zone. They pay top dollar to get a piece of crap t-shirt, and we hose them down with blood from head to toe. So when they walk out of the theater, they look like they were in an abattoir. It is beautiful. It is the only show in Vegas that will actually abuse the people who are paying to come see it. And it is a badass good fucking time.
Yeah.
Yes, apparently my drunk friend right here knows what I'm talking about. How many times have you seen the show, sir?
5.
Five. That's yep. Only 5.
We're fans of music.
One of the things that we actually try to do is we change the show up all the time. We have different sort of things we do. We do different effects, we just redid all the staging, all the choreography, the set, the effects. We kind of reinvent the show every once in a while. The story basically remains the same because it's been the same story for like 30 fucking years, so we don't really need to mess with that. However, the actual show itself, the effects, all that stuff, we try to shake it up so that people like this gentleman right here who've seen the show, when they come back the next time, it's something new and different. People are allowed to yell, curse, it's interactive, you get hosed down, you're like, oh, what the fuck? And they talk to the cast talks to you. It's pretty fucking crazy. People compare it to Rocky Horror, Scooby-Doo, and Guar, if Guar were a bunch of
and not killing animals.
All 3 of those, sort of put them in one, shake it up, throw it out there, sort of give it the trappings of Evil Dead, and there you go. So it's a musical comedy okay, with the horror sort of somewhere in there. If you're scared, yeah, if you're scared of like bad dancing,
It scares the shit out of me.
But that gives you, that probably doesn't tell any of you people who haven't seen it what the fuck it's about. 5 college students go on a week-long vacation in a cabin in the woods. That's this guy here, he plays Ash, who's played by, of course, Bruce Campbell in the films. And that guy's a redneck, they meet in the woods, and that chick over there is a hot broad that goes along with them. And all sorts of mayhem ensues. One by one, they turn into evil, what's called deadites. Some people refer to them as zombies, not quite accurate. Nope. Demons, all sorts of weird names, but a deadite will work. Anyway, they come back to life, they attack everyone else, dude cuts off his hand, puts a chainsaw on it, fuck yeah! Chainsaws everyone, yay! And everyone goes home happy at the end. Anyway, if that makes no sense to you, good. You should come and see the fucking show, because then it will. Hey guys, way in the back, how are you? Hi, why don't you come down here? Yeah, come on, stand up. Stand up, stand up. Yeah, come on, stand up. Yeah. So on the count of 3, we say, That's even better, that's not nice. Oh, no, come right down here, come right down here.
Get in the splatter zone.
So how you doing? Yeah. So have you heard of our show, even then?
No. Oh, yeah.
He's like, no, where's David Morrison? Okay, so, have you seen our show? Evil Dead the Musical? In your face? No. You just heard of the movies?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, long story short, you get covered with blood, hot chicks, chainsaw, deadites. The end. Very good. So, thank you for joining us. Now,
That's a good recap right there.
so ladies and gentlemen, actually, some of our actual group is actually down here too. That's the guy who plays Scotty, who's Ash's best friend. The chick on the phone, you can ignore her. That goofy looking bastard with the shit on his face, he's one of the deadites. And that guy with, yeah, that's actually the choreographer who's to be blamed for all the shittiness in the show. And actually, there's a fucking dude right there. That's actually the special effects. That's the makeup and the costume guy right there. So anyway, we just hang out. We have a booth here. It's booth 603. So if you come by, you can go and say hi. You can check out all the cool shit we got. It's all good. The panel is growing, which leads me to believe that the Walking Dead panel is closed. I think because there's more and more people coming in order to get sci-fi speed dating, and they're going to be sort of disappointed. Yeah, you are. So, I think that kind of gives you sort of a rough rundown of the show. We opened 3 years ago. We've gone all over the place, done conventions, done blah, 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 blah. We're a resident Las Vegas show, where we've been going for it'll be 3 solid years come June. We actually opened in October 2011 in a small room off of the Strip called the Onyx. How many people, since a lot of locals, in fact, I have to assume everyone here is from fucking Vegas, except for our friend from Utah. How many people have heard of the Onyx, out of curiosity? Anyone? Okay, so a couple of people. Very good. So this show started there. It's the only show in the history of Las Vegas to be developed off Strip to be moved to the Strip. We were the first show to do it. We work only with Las Vegas actors, Las Vegas crew members. Everyone in the show or involved with the show in some form or fashion live here. We are the only show to actually make a commitment to the community. For all intents and purposes, ladies and gentlemen, Evil Dead the Musical on the Strip is actually Las Vegas's Strip show. It's kind of fucking funny. It is. We are born of the community here, and so that's where we get a lot of our successes from people who have seen the show a shit ton of times and they come back again and again and again. We have people who come from not just locally, but from Australia, United Kingdom, Canada. It's pretty much anywhere where it's like white people who talk funny. They come to the show all the time. We don't get that. It's just the fucking fact of the matter. We don't get many people from Colombia are not coming to our show. It's all like fucking people who are Bruce Campbell fans, and I guess that's a lot of, pasty motherfuckers. But anyhow, but they come from overseas is what I'm getting at. So it's not just locals who support us, but we have a lot of fans who come from all over the world, and we're actually very appreciative of each and every one of them. Like this gentleman, I keep referring to him because he's the only one who's sitting in front of me who I know for a fact has seen the show more than once. Has anyone else here seen the show more than once? Oh, you guys don't fucking count. How many times?
15.
15.
What?
Twice? Is that what you said?
Twice.
Twice, very good. That's all right, buddy. You're like, I'm sorry. But no, I apologize for us, but I don't appreciate it. But thank you. Even though you need to get a life. You need to get a goddamn life. Anyway, so yeah, these people, and outside of them, some other people raise their hand, and for the ones who've seen it once, who's that? Okay, so they're like the once and doneers, huh? Very good. When did you see the show last? Like
2011, 2012.
oh my God. Wow. You need to get the fuck out. Not out of here, but out of your house. How about you lovely couple? When did you see the show last?
October last year.
October last year, very cool. The show is completely revamped. It's like an entirely different show. It's pretty fucking crazy. You can ask one of these people who've probably seen it in the last like month since they actually come to the show with some regularity. They can attest to that, but I'll get into that in a moment. How about what was the last time we went? No, it's just the small, it's the least amount of suck you can actually have in a stage show. And very cool. Thank you. Hey there, hey guy, how's it going?
Come
Hey, how's it going? Is that Sid? Hey.
What's up, going, man?
And how about,
Jen, I just walked in.
He's not wearing pants. And you, what about you, lovely lady? When was the last time you went?
2013.
2013, very good. So the show's changed quite a bit since then as well. In the last couple of months, we actually redid the entire set, added in a bunch of video effects, changed all the choreography, changed like the blood effects, changed the lighting, changed the sound. We just basically redid the show because we get bored on stage and we go, well, what the fuck else can we do to make the show better? And so, when did you go last?
Last week.
Last week, very good. Different, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we change it up all the time, but it's still pretty.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
We try to make it better each time. We try not to go backwards. That's a bad thing. So anyway, unlike most of the shows on the Strip, which would be like Cirque du Soleil, they're like the only other show on the fucking Strip, it seems. We actually try to keep the prices relatively low so that people can actually go, because we know what it is, a challenge it is to actually get off your ass and go to the Strip, right? I mean, who wants to battle the tourists and all that kind of crap? So we try to make it at least, hey, if you got to go through all that bullshit, at least the prices aren't going to rape you when you get there, okay? So we try to do that. We try to think of as far as the pricing goes, and also as far as just the thrust of the show. We're very informal, as you can tell. We like to have a good time. Because we're probably running out of time now, I talk for like 45 minutes straight. I'm awesome. It's been 15 minutes. I went over the history of the show, right? I covered all that pretty well. Talked about the show. Talked about the splatter zone, right? Oh, and the splatter zone's not the only seating. You can sit in VIP, right? Which is like nice seats where you don't get covered in blood. And then you can sit in the shitty seats, which are also the general admission seats. They're actually the furthest away from the blood, but they're also the worst views. So, I mean, but the room's relatively small. There's no shitty views in the room. Hey, look at that. Come on in there. Come on in. Come on. No.
Don't be shy.
Yep, come on, stand the fuck up. We ain't got time all day. Come on down. Come on down. We're going to have the Jedi fight. So just sit right down here with Red and the dude with the hat. What the fuck? What's your name, pal? Okay, you're going to be Bob for the rest of the day.
That's not a hard name for me.
You're going to sit with Bob and Red. Very good. What's your name? Lisa? Very good. Lisa, Bob, and Red. Okay, very good. All right, so very good. I'll get to you guys in a second. Don't worry, there's a reason I'm fucking with you. Not just because I'm an asshole. There's a reason. But now that I've told you, I feel I sufficiently have filled you in, at least about the show itself, the workings of it, and the effects and lots of shit. I do want to at least open it up so that you guys, if you have questions, you could at least ask them, right? Because you guys probably want to know shit, and that would be a better way of doing this. So we'll do the questions next. And then please ask stuff of them. That would be awesome. And so raise your hand, I guess, if you want to know something about the show. Oh, hey, look, chick in the back.
So I know it's been a while since I've seen the show. Now I really want to go back now that I know that you guys have added to it and all that. Because even the jokes that you had back then, I found hysterical. But the joke about the trees being, the trees doing, yeah.
It's called rape. They don't have a mic out there, so you gotta be quiet. Go ahead with your question. I'm just looking for a mic.
So I thought that was really funny. I'm laughing my ass off, and my poor book is like, what's the joke? It's like, it's the trees. You haven't seen the original.
Yeah.
So has there ever been? And so I loved that. That was classic. something went wrong and like it was hysterical or something. You guys gotta have a good story about it.
I've seen it actually.
Never.
It's absolutely flawless every night.
You probably didn't know it because we actually do enough intentional flawed shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell when something goes wrong because we don't give a fuck. We wrap it into the show. I mean, seriously, we're having a good time, right? So you guys can attest to this. When something goes wrong, you just kind of, it becomes part of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. You guys can fuck back with that.
There was one night where the apparatus I used to spray blood on the splatter zone, the end of it fell off. And the blood just started running all over my hand. I couldn't spray it, so I just started blasting the splatter zone with blood. And it wasn't, it fucked up, but it was funny.
You played it up.
Yeah, you just roll with it. That's what I like about the show because I started out as an improv comic, so just the spontaneity and the crazy shit that happens that you can play off of. One night halfway, it was like 30 seconds into the scene with Jake and Annie and Ed, just the whole stage went dark.
Oh, yeah.
It was like it was a power failure. Just all the lights went out for like 90 seconds, and then they came back on. And then I went off on a whole improv rant about being abducted by aliens and having an anal probe. And
Redneck.
I don't think he was there that night, thank God.
It
But
doesn't
it's
matter.
great. It's great.
It always works out that way.
Yep.
So there you go. There's the story of shit going wrong. Oh yes, Captain America head.
I heard you guys are doing some local casting. I was wondering, other than the cast members that you have here, how many people that you normally have, like in a night's performance?
There are 9 performers in the show itself. We also have Deadites that are out front. They also do the S-Smart at the end of the show, and they also do the ushering. We sort of have a big group, but the actual cast is 9 people.
The 9 principals and then
Yes.
a bunch of deadites that come and fuck shit up all over the
That's
place.
right.
Yeah, beforehand and afterwards.
Exactly.
Then the actors fuck shit up too, so it's interesting. But yeah, no, there's about 9 people. In fact, we're holding auditions at the top of May. So if any of you guys have any aspirations to be on a Vegas stage and get covered with blood, or you know any hot chicks who do,
Yeah. Especially hot chicks.
yeah, jokes are landing. I really, it's not landing. You can hit us up on our stuff and submit headshots, resumes, that kind of thing. So we're actually doing auditions right now. So I just want to reiterate because so many people are in here. How many of you are not from Vegas who don't bother? Okay, so a good swath of you. Are you guys from California mostly? Yeah. What about shaking head? Jesus Christ. Okay.
Weird.
What about you? Phoenix? Okay, what about you guys in the back there? Colorado. And you're all here for the convention then? Is that what drew you here? That's crazy. But then
Did you guys bring any weed?
But
I've never heard that before.
you guys, you two have seen the show before, even though you're not from here. That's pretty crazy. So Oklahoma, why did you come this weekend for this convention?
Yeah.
That's nutty. Okay, very cool. So
Nutty's a good thing.
yeah, that's nuts. So you guys over there, you're fucked. You can't be in the show, sorry. But you are welcome to spend your money and come and see it as much as you fucking want. For everyone else who want to be in the show, you didn't fucking audition. Anyway, there you go. Does that sort of answer your question? Yeah. Very good. I'm not even lying. Next question. Yes.
I actually have 2 questions. Real quick one. I was just wondering if the Annie Shelley thing, is that something that's part of the show, or is that just something that you guys did?
Is that something that happened originally?
I guess I might as well field it since, sorry, you're fucked out of that question. It's written that way. When we very first did the show, we actually split that. In the show, so for those of you who haven't seen it, there's a chick who, it's like played by one person, there's 2 different parts. And actually it's 3 different parts, but we'll let the third one sit. But they play, that one person plays 3 parts. And originally when we staged it, we had 1 person for each of those parts. When we went to the strip, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's fucking expensive to put a show up on the strip. We are not Cirque du fucking Soleil, okay? That being the case, we needed to figure out how they did it to sort of, make it more economical. And we just went back to what they originally did, which was what they suggested, which was, why the fuck do you have all those people make it small, tight, make it fun and funny, and just worry about that. So it's one person who's designed to play 3 roles.
That's cool.